April Fool's is a holiday of sorts where people play pranks on each other. There are notorious April Fool's pranks like the one when Swedish national TV broadcasters told people that they could convert their black and white TV sets to color if they just pulled nylons over their TV sets. And that was in 1962. Now with the internet, companies can easily pull a fast one on consumers in the form of fake products. ThinkGeek is the best one because they usually make some of their pranks a reality. Perhaps the best or worst April Fool's prank of 2019 was the one that Limited Rare Games pulled on gamers with Poop Slinger for the PlayStation 4. Leading up to April Fool's, Limited Run Games had mentioned that they had no affiliation with the site limitedraregames.com. If you were to click on that site before April 1st, you were greeted with a countdown timer on the basic site, and that countdown was set to end on April 1st. When the timer did finish, users were greeted with a crude site advertising one game, Poop Slinger for the PlayStation 4. The price was initially $29.99, then climbed to $49.99. And only 820 copies made. And sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, not quite. Clicking the Buy Now button led directly to PayPal, which just had a form to fill out, and the rest of the site was suspect as well. On the bottom of the site, there was a sentence in Russian that when translated read, "We reserve the right to store and maintain your personal information." So naturally, people were suspected this random site claiming to sell a physical copy of a game not a lot of people had heard of. The developer confirmed it was real, but no one else was willing to confirm that this was legit. The now deleted Twitter account @LimitedRareGame kept pressing on that they were a legitimate company not affiliated with Limited Run or Super Rare Games, despite the fact that their logo mimicked both companies throughout the day. Me being someone who has no problem taking risks, took the plunge and bought one copy, because at the very least I could file a dispute with PayPal and get my money back. April 2nd rolled around and Limited Rare confirmed that the game was legit and would ship out in the next week or so, but with that confirmation, you could no longer visit the Limited Rare site and buy a copy for yourself. And that's where I left it. I assumed it was legit and I would get a copy eventually, and I checked my email box from time to time but never got a confirmation. But then this showed up. A plain envelope with a shipping label printed in Comic Sans addressed to me and the return address from Limited Rare Games. I opened it up and sure enough, Poop Slinger for the PlayStation 4 was inside, sealed and ready to be put on my shelf. There were no other limited run type goodies like a trading card or anything else, just the game. So naturally I looked it up on eBay to see if others got their copy and were selling them, and there were 8 copies up for sale. And some said that there was 84 copies sold and that was it, effectively making this the rarest PlayStation 4 game for sale at the moment. And I popped on the Limited Games subreddit and they were able to confirm that 84 copies were sold. Even Douglas Bogart, Limited Run Games co-founder, bought a copy as well, and he's still refusing to confirm that his company was in on the joke. With 84 copies out in the wild, this game is bound to create some buzz, and as of this recording, 3 copies have been sold on eBay. One for $350, one for $500, and one for $325, which was an open auction. And there are still plenty of copies up on eBay ranging from $500 to a ridiculous $11,000, which is marked down from $12,000 by the way. Will the price of Poop Slinger continue to rise? Well, probably not. If anything, over time, the game price will start to drop, especially because of one detail. Sony's minimum purchase order. You can't just print off 84 copies. There's at least 820, so I doubt that you'll see a Limited Rare label variant ever sold again, but there will most likely be copies of Poop Slingers sold in the future, and either Limited Run Games or Super Rare Games logo will be on the label. Also, this game is available on Steam and PS4 store digitally for $5. It's not really a deterrent for physical collectors, but if you really wanted to see what all the fuss is about, you can see for yourself for the cost of a cup of Starbucks coffee. And if I had to speculate, I'd say that you'll probably find a couple of these copies going for sale, selling for $30 to $50 in the next 2 weeks. I mean, this will be PlayStation 4's Devil's Third. Let me know in the comments below, were you one of the 84 people who picked up a copy of Poop Slinger from Limited Rare Games? If so, do you plan on keeping it, or are you going to try to sell it for the most amount of money? So if you liked this video, give it a like, and if you're new here and are interested in more pricing videos like this, I have a further deep dive on limited run games price trends, which is part of a regular series I call Retronomics. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing for future content. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Super Nintendo, and I'll see you next time.